Okay. Tear it up, why didn't you? I need some moisture on your face. Okay.
Oh, that's too much. Ooh, I need some moisture on my face. Come on, waterproof. Get off me. Come on. Turn my eye up. Oh, we really dry. Oh, I'm coming moisturizer. Hold on. Oh, now that's, oh, Lord. Mm. Good morning, chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mm-mm. Give me some moisturizer, some more. Because I ran out of my pods. I finally got my money's worth. I'm going to show you the money's worth that was left in that little. Oh, that's what I'm going to use first. I don't think I put the YouTube short out when I. Oh, dang, it fell inside. But I told y'all, before you throw away your product, baby, split it open. Because it's so much more up in there. I mean, I was not throwing my stuff away until I got all of it out, and I did that last night. Then I said, let me go ahead and go to the store and make this purchase with the things that I want and need for my self-care because I fell off a little bit. But I was also excited about it. Got my Vaseline too, honey. Got the Lord oils. We need that for skin protection out here in this cold. I'm gonna be like a goose monkey today because we dry. We are dry. I hope everybody is having a great morning so far. Why? Because this is the day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. Another day, another opportunity, nothing but space to get it right within ourselves and get it right within the kingdom, fulfilling his will be done, whether by choice or a force. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Made it through yet another night, honey. I tell y'all, it's brick outside. It's brick outside. I need it. I mean, real cold. Extremely cold. I'm like, I got this. Yeah, I got this, even at freezing temperatures. But I ain't seen none yet because I had to look at the future almanac forecast. We're gonna drop down into the teens. Now that part should be interesting for me unless a divine helper come my way. And wanna help a sister out. That would be surely a blessing. Very much so. Got me some Dermacell, whatever. Yep, get that good stuff. I know I learned one thing while I was at the bus stop, just sitting there, not catching the bus. I was trying to figure out where I was gonna go lay my head last night. Came across this old head, and he was like, one thing that'll keep you warm? I said, what? Chocolate. I said, no. He said, yeah, try it. I said, I like chocolate, but I can't be having chocolate. I said, you see the left side of my face? That's what chocolate do. He said, so you want to stay warm, don't you? I said, I'm going to try it since I do like chocolate. He ain't lied. Chocolate does do something to the body. I ain't do my research, but I took his word. And then I ain't mind having a little sweet treat before bed anyway. Man, it did something. It surely did that. So that little Snickers that I like, oh yeah, we had two of them things and I was all right. Whether it was in my mental, I'm gonna say is it made me feel so much warmer. I don't know what's the scientific studies behind it, but it worked. It definitely worked. I got some more content on my phone that I ain't push out yet, but I had an unexpected surprise on yesterday, the 10th. I'm gonna try to drag it out because I am gonna upload that short. That's if you watch it. If you don't watch it, that'll be on me. But I had an unexpected surprise on yesterday, but I'm gonna say it won't none but the grace of God that led me to go to that location on yesterday before I had to spend some more money on my pocket. And then what I will say is make sure when you go to any establishment, just hear me, you ain't gonna know exactly what I'm talking about unless you watch that short and push it out. Reading is fundamental. Please read all guidelines, rules, and regulations that's tied to anything. And don't take nobody's word for something because their word ain't the same word as the words that's written within the fine print. Got to that location. I walked in, I was that boogie. I was appalled. I was like, oh. Let me go to the front desk. Maybe it's catching to you. Went to the front desk, asked some questions. They act like they ain't know what I was talking about. I had patience. I won't. One thing about it lately, I've been very calm, cool, and collected through these storms, honey, because you're not about to work my blood pressure up or run it up. And I'm not gonna run my own up. I'm just gonna do what I'm supposed to do, ask questions, and we gonna solve this problem if there is a we to solve it. They went and did what they did, and I was like, where is it written in the fine print? And they said, well, go all the way down at the bottom when you agreed to something. I said, okay, I understand. I said, I know I'm not upset at you, nor mad. That's my fault. I take accountability for everything. So I took accountability, and that's another lesson learned for what's to come in the near future. Babe, I'm going to say it to y'all again. Reading is fundamental, so you won't be looking high, dry, and stupid, looking like what's going on, and you can know what's going on. if you read what's going on within the agreements, the oath, and the fine print. I said, this is always something, honey. But I take accountability because it is my fault. I took somebody's word versus reading the daggone words. I said, here we go. So that was a sign for something. Still don't know what the full sign is of it yet, but I'm paying attention. And I was like, okay, so we can't do that anymore. So what are we gonna do next, God? You gotta order my steps. And I'm so thankful to that person, that one live stream when I was in that hotel room in Williamsburg. Thank you to the sister girl who told me about this song. So I was trying to think of something, and she said, order my steps. I've been using it, and it has been working. Okay, oh, wait a minute. I should have squeezed out my little areas, and I need to shave where my stash is trying to grow some more. Look at that. No, I know what it is. Products counteracting with one another. We're clashing. But I was like, oh my word. It's always something. But God was in control and he led me on the correct day. That's what I was so thankful about. I was like, God, you something, because I wasn't gonna go to that location. I was not gonna go, but something said, go. When I mean that I won't gonna go, I won't gonna go, but something said, go. Who said go? God. He led me order my steps. Because I didn't want to go. I didn't have a need to go. But I went, and it wasn't none but him. Because if I was thinking about going on Friday, hopefully you're catching it. But I ain't going Friday. But I went right when I was supposed to. And I got there early in the morning. I mean, extremely early. And I love this color. I forgot what this is. I'm gonna have to make sure I pay attention to the next. What color is this? Some type of brown. It blends in perfectly with my little outer lip line. I do it, man. Even when I don't be understanding, he know what he doing. It not be what I want to be done. That's the problem. I want things done my way, nah, his way better. And I know that, and I believe that. So I'm trying to be as obedient as possible. Trying to, some days I still fall short. But I'm gonna tell you something. Pray for clarity. Pray for provision. Pray for discernment. Denounce and cancel things that you no longer want going on in your life. Understand that you have power within your tongue. You speak life and death off of your tongue. Start talking to yourself differently. Don't down yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Believe in yourself. Because once you start thinking negative thoughts, the enemy got you right where he wants you, setting up a trap. So you pray over yourself, pray over your life, pray over everything that you do, pray over everything that you touch. Decree and declare and claim what's yours. Decree and declare and claim what may have been taken away. And either ask God for restoration or rebuilding. That you can be free. And child, I got me some lip gloss too. Yeah, Miss Marie Claire. mad at you. And I think it's kind of cute. I bought it because the packaging looked cute. I was like, ooh, this looks bougie. And I'm bougie when I want to be. And let's try not to overuse it with. One more. And what time is it? This gonna last. This gonna last on these lips. What I will say, my lips be eating up some product, honey. That it do. Another thing that worked, let me make sure I ain't got no more up at me, I think I did. Learn to look. If I see somebody doing something with the same book, I don't mind asking. Either you can fill me in or you can leave me out. Let me just say some folks left me out and that was fine. But if I take all out stuff in my clothing with them paper towels, I was doing newspaper at first, but newspaper a little bit too rough on my skin. A little bit too rough. Oh Lord, boobs, you getting bigger. My boobs is going back. I'm glad about that. TMI, I'm just saying. We won't feed them properly, honey. Make sure I ain't got no. Had the paper all in my back. I think I took it all out. When I say I was stuffed, I stuffed myself like a turkey with all them daggone paper towels, honey. All out of my armpit, chest area, back area, areas, and it does something. And then I wish, let me show you my layers. Look at this here. Try again, do what you gotta do. Look at this. When I tell you all up in here nice and warm, all up in here is nice and warm, honey. And I'm gonna have to end up sliding this off a little bit later, probably. But we can warm right up in there, honey. We warm everywhere. You gotta do what you gotta do until you can do better. Looking like I'm riding all outside, child. Ain't nothing riding all outside about me at all. But good morning, check. Hello, everybody. I don't even know what today is. Oh, Lord, it's Thursday. Okay. It's Thursday. Happy Thursday. Pre-Friday, that is. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a great day. Why? Because we have the majority of the power and control of the world. And I'm going to speak positivity over your life. Now, I don't care what you're going through. Don't allow that to be an excuse to not have a good day. I'm talking to myself because I had to start finding, good joy, peace, and happiness within these days. And it's been working. Doing things that I like doing. That's what I be talking about. I be wanting to have a conversation with the ladies. You just use the restroom. Make sure you got some hand sanitizer. I'm going to mind my business. But don't come up out this bathroom without washing them hands of yours. And then you're going to go touching other stuff. I don't care if your box do smell clean. Can't be doing that. But we don't got to show up with the sun so I can feel it. But yeah. We've been having some better days. And honestly, the cold ain't that bad. It's just bad when it's bad. You gotta learn how to either be quick enough to get to the daggone shelter, which I showed you some YouTube shorts with that. I've been to the shelter 3 times, although you didn't see it those 3 times, but I got some stories to tell about that, honey. If I hadn't already told you. Great place to be to lay your head down. But the ones that I went to 2 different ones, they were not clean. They were not clean, so I had to do my little part, and I had to do what I could do for my area. I even extended a helping hand. They didn't want my hand. I'm not gonna argue with you. You run the show, it's yours. I'm just gonna play my role up in it. But very uncleanly. Bathrooms don't look like what they've been cleaned in I don't know how long. A lot of drug addicts, a lot of mental patients, a lot of without them covering their mouth. And I just had to do what I know how to do best, and that's pray over myself and look at me still here. And we ain't got now type of nothing going on. Gotta go race it on. Gotta go back to the doctor, make sure I'm straight, get my little checkup and whatnot. Cause I'm trying to play like that. Then I won't eat no food. I ain't trusted. It smells good and look good, but I ain't trusted. No. That's my business. Maybe I'll pray on that why I ain't trusted, but I'm informing myself. Can I watch who cooking? That's almost like, do you watch who cook your food when you go out to eat? No. Ain't nothing wrong with being cautious, especially if you care about yourself. I smell good, huh? I smell good. We still got that much. Did that vlog go out? I think that vlog went out when I did. I think I did do that. I did that one. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if we got some spiritual warriors up in the chat or not. Some children of the Lord, y'all paying attention to these times? They gotta tuck it under the book. Y'all paying attention to these times? I'm encouraged to pay attention to these times. Oh Lord, don't read that. You just bought that and it won't fix shit. Who knew everything just going up? Thank the Lord I was able to make some money to pay for what I need. Because I needed it. But pay attention. Pay attention to the times we in. Look, gotta stop by this little spot. Hold up. Where my water bottle at? Pay attention. Folks is losing their power. Forces is losing their power. Girl, don't tell me you. No, calm down, baby. Stupid on the line, baby. I know you are. I know. Fill her up again. And I'm gonna tell you what I do believe. So for the last I've been having issues with having to use the restroom a lot. That's every time. Regardless of what time I cut off my water intake or drinking intake period, whether it's water or not. Things ain't been working. And I'm telling you something, see, you gotta believe, man. I pray. Shoot. I used the bathroom last night. Cut off at like 9:30. I ain't had to go until 5 something this morning. Normally, if I cut it off at 8 or 9, here come either 12 or 1 or 2. I be having to pee. When I said, you want something to stop, and if you believe in the power of prayer, so I'm going to keep at it. Because I got to make sure I stay. Oh, thank you, girl. She didn't left the spot. I can sit where I want to. Prayer does work. And then if you feel a silencing, then he just not talking at the moment. That's something for you to figure out too. I don't like using the word figure, but it's something for you to think about. It's something for you to pay attention to. God does have his moments when he's saying, this is true. Sometimes he be ignoring me. I'm like, you hear me? And I be just talking to myself, yeah, he hear you, but is you paying attention? Is you listening? Especially if you ask for something, he may be just saying a flat out no. Not right now. Weigh out everything. use your brain, you're able and capable of making decisions. And I'm learning. It's like I had talked to this old head. First, he started off triggering me, but I said, let me bring my light into this darkness situation because he was just complaining about everything. I don't want to be around nobody that's complaining no more. I used to be a complainer. I'll pray that I ain't complaining no more. I'm trying to have gratitude within everything that I'm going through and count my blessings. But he was talking about what he in, and I had to start asking him questions. I had to ask, do you mind me ask you some questions? Because folk don't like me ask questions. And that's a sign, too. So I said, you don't mind telling me, well, how did you get in this situation? He's homeless. I'm not going to tell you his business. I said, what are you trying to do to get up out of it? He ain't trying to do nothing. So there you go right there. Now, there are a lot of people who's homeless that I witnessed. They don't want help. They really don't want help, whether it's from somebody. I do understand those who have been abused by the system before and they just don't trust, they done lost trust. That I understand. But for right now, I don't know what I'm about to say is true, but you got to play your role. If you really want help, and if you know that your soul goes against this government, use them how they used us. But then we also got to keep in mind that if we think we're using them, we may be, but you got to play this role smart. Get your help that you need, especially if it's for free. But remember this, everything that's free ain't really free. That's a whole nother discussion right there, especially when it comes to the daggone homeless shelter or emergency shelters. But I just had to tell him he didn't like it. He walked away with an attitude. I didn't care because I spoke the truth and I was just fine when he walked away. You not trying to help yourself. So until you try to help yourself, you ain't gonna receive the help that you're looking for, whatever it is. And I already knew what it was, why he didn't want to go in the shelter, because he liked to smoke his stuff. You can smoke your stuff. I'm not encouraging it, but if that's what you want to do, you got to understand. But you look, sir, you can wait a little bit. It's only for several hours. Get your rest, wash your behind, take the resources that you can take, and then you can do what you want to do. He just want to smoke, but I understand. Can't judge him. We all do what we do. But if you ain't trying to help yourself, I'm sorry. I do not want to hear you complaining. Don't let me get to telling my story. I want to help myself. I'm just, we're coming into some roadblocks, And if I could say, hey, do this, I wouldn't, but I'd do it to be funny. Wait a minute, yo. Told y'all these my ear warmers now. I was gonna buy me some warmers, but I didn't want to pay for that. That was a little too pricey. I feel you. A little too pricey. Then, for some reason, not a coincidence, I keep coming into contact with this young individual, and I'm waiting it out because I want to say something to him, but I gotta. It's a 50-50 feeling. Don't say nothing yet. Let him come to you if he want to come to you. Then again, you go to him if you want to go. I don't know yet, but we keep seeing each other in some odd spots. Let me just say, I got caught peeing by him. Luckily, I got on his skirt so you couldn't see nothing. Got caught. I thought I was in the clear, honey. Thought I was in the clear, and boom, there he was. And I'm like, this the second, no, this probably more, but literally, I done got caught peeing twice, physically, like in close proximity with people. I'm learning if I got to go, go. Whatever gonna happen, gonna happen. What ain't gonna happen is I'm not gonna do what I did before on myself and lose the little things that I got to stay warm and buy some more. I ain't got money like that to be wasting, honey. No. We're gonna height it up. We're gonna squat it on down. And we're gonna play our role. But come on, sunrise. Today gonna be a good day. I'm gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna rest some more because I've been getting some good rest. I mean some good rest. And then there are times too where I feel like that's not your business, man. But we've been sleeping real good out here, and it's cold for the last couple of nights. And then thankful to those shelter nights. Only thing about shelters, this is something. I know they got the funds. What will solve the problem is to open more places, especially those buildings that's abandoned. You can open them up, set up shop, and the power's still running. Put some either cots. Now, y'all ever, anybody in here have experienced homelessness? I ain't never in my life slept on a cot before. I mean, it's not a bed. It's well, I had two beds, but a cot. I was like, ooh, it was not comfortable. It remind me, what does it remind me of? Jail. Although I don't know what jail or prison is like, but just looking at that thing, I was like, damn, this is one of the cheapest things. We got a bunch of homeless people. When I tell you, it's a lot of homeless people. It's a lot of homeless people, and it's a lot of elders. It's a few youngins. I was with a youngin. I had a clip that I won't gonna share. This was too much personal information being spewed out. But I was thinking that I was older than this chick just about going off look. She was actually 2 years older than me, born in 91. We was the youngest ones in that shelter. It was nothing but old heads. I don't mean that with no disrespect. That's just my lingo, honey. I want to be old one day too, blessed to see it. So I can give some wisdom and some not share some stories or something. But it was just old heads, and I was like, God damn. Especially on the bus. I think it was six of us that didn't have a room, so they took us somewhere, or a bed, they took us somewhere else. And I was with my elders. And all they got they have. I got my black when I do. We've been doing good with that though. But they be blowing, they be doing something. I don't know what they smoking on, but they need to take a little break because it be making them a little mental, a little rowdy. And I'm like, shut up, Kanisha, before you get your tail whooped by these elders. But I got some stories to tell, man. That's the truth. This is something. This is something, and I wouldn't take. I don't regret it. Nothing. I'm learning through it all. Even through the bed, I'm learning. When I tell you I'm learning, I'm learning. I was even led to have a talk with a minister. I don't know what made me do this, but I did it. Some of the things he told me, I took in some of it. I'm like, that's the operation of the enemy. No, thank you. I done did that before, trying to do something differently. We gotta be careful out here. But a lot of folk don't understand the severity of choices and decisions that we make. Especially, I'm gonna use when it comes to music. I'm still guilty in this, and that's why I'm making a slight change, a gradual change. The enemy ain't gonna come up to you looking like the enemy, because if he came up to you looking like the enemy, you wouldn't do what he need or want you to do. So as we know, should know, the enemy comes in disguise. The enemy will come as something looking good. The enemy will come in an opportunity that sounds great. The enemy will come in an opportunity that may sound too good to be true. Because the enemy is smart. He know that you got enough sense. If he did the image that they told us for years, if he did come with his two horns and his pitchfork, you're gonna be like no, and then some may be like yes. But the enemy will use anyone or anything to trap you. But you have to have the discernment to discern that that is the enemy. And then a lot of folk don't understand how God works neither. I'm still learning how he works. But a lot of people think that God won't stop something in your life. Let's say if you've been having, what can I use? Let's say you work a good job and I got a great salary or great hourly pay. You got pension, you got severance. And let's also say that that very job is killing your soul. Now, there may have been opportunities to what the Lord told you to leave.
or a feeling within you told you to leave, but you decided that you wanted to stay. While you failing to realize you staying is only causing more chaos and confusion and turmoil within your life. Sometimes the things that seem bad to us are actually the things of God that He's using to bring you out of something, to position you, to put you in something better. You gotta have a relationship with God. That's all I'm getting down to. It's that serious. It is really that serious. And I'm watching. I'm paying attention. Like, dang, enemy, I give it to you. That's how you got all these souls. Especially with dollar tied to it or incentives tied to it. Yeah, it's something. It's something. It's something. Now I'm gonna take it back to Trump again. I was having a conversation with this lady. Let me just say it took her a long time to warm up to me. And I done figured her out. Sweet lady, but I can't deal with her too tough because she got something else in her. I don't know if you are Christian. I don't know if you. I'm gonna just tell you something. So she started telling me that she prays to Mary. I didn't judge her. I let her talk. I don't want no problems. I don't want no smoke with you. But when it's my time to speak, I'm gonna tell you. So she was going on about how they're here for a reason, and she's waiting for a particular family member to get some more opportunities to help the black people out because the black people don't know how to do a particular thing, but her family member knows how to help the black person do the particular thing. She didn't speak on any other races, but she spoke on black. And then there was something she spoke on Trump. She was like, "Do you see what he's doing to us?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." Then I said, are you spiritual?" She said, "Huh?" I said, "Are you spiritual? Do you believe in a higher power?" Learn how to choose my words. But I ended up saying, "Do you believe in Jesus?" And there was the flip of the switch that went on up there. And she said, "I pray to Mary. I got the whole, I don't know exactly what she was talking about, but she said she got the pictures of Jesus and somebody else, but she got Mary on a, what's the correct word? I can't catch it. But she said she prays to Mary. And then somehow the word witch came up. I think somebody in here thought that she was a witch, so I said, "Are you?" And then she touched her necklace and she said, "No, look, I got this around my neck." I said, "That don't mean nothing because it's not the actual cross anyway. I'm not piping down for nothing, but I'm going to let you feel me because I think you feel me." She felt me. But she just kept on talking about how she prayed to Mary. I didn't knock her for what she did, but I had to tell her my knowledge. No, there's only one God, and that's the Son of the Father, Jesus Christ. She heard me, but she brushed it off and she took it back to Mary. We are not, this is why you got to pick up the Bible for yourself. We are not supposed to pray to the mother of the Son. Yes, that's his mother. She conceived him. I, I understand, but there's a lack of understanding. You're giving Mary the credit for what God created and allow his son to do for us. I educate y'all, excuse me, no, I encourage y'all to read the Bible. When she started doing that, I was like, okay, at least y'all are praying. But you got to pray to Jesus Christ. How did it, hold on, because it was a conversation I didn't want to have anyway. Some said, "Kanisha, don't be rude, just tell her go count it," because I don't want to. Online is different. You got the choice to scroll and leave, honey. So if you don't want to hear what I'm talking about, that's on you. But when I'm in somebody's face and I don't want to hear it, I gotta learn how to say it kindly or say it the way, look, I don't want to hear that. I don't need to hear that. That's not good for my soul. But she was complaining about, I ain't gonna tell that. What am I trying to get to the basics of it? You ever met another ethnic background that's always so fixated on, yeah, I love black people. I had a black neighbor, or I love black people. Um, you guys, you guys are, in so many words, she said, you guys are powerful. I love black people. I don't feel too when I hear that in a sense, because I know the history of why certain ethnic backgrounds like to attach themselves to black people, especially if the black ones are tapping into their power. She's Lebanese, and if anybody know anything about certain Lebanese, whether it's straight Lebanese or Arabic Lebanese, you gotta know your history. And I didn't feel the sincerity from her. It was like I can't even put my finger on it, but it won't right. Kind lady though, but it won't right. It won't right at all. It won't right at all. It won't. That's why I had to keep looking her in her eyes, and she was looking at me, but it won't too straight. I got to stare at you in your eyes while you talking to me. Good, sweet lady. But no, she playing her role, honey. And I literally witnessed her. We got that discernment out here, honey. Everybody that smile on your face ain't for you. Everybody that you have a good conversation with ain't for you. Everybody that you do have good conversations with, it's just you gotta have discernment to know whether or not they for you or align with you. Because what I do know is, based upon this experience that I've been in, and this is the first time that I've ever been in an area where it's literally everybody a melting pot. I spoke on this before in a sense. A force didn't believe that all of us could come together and be on one land and be able to operate with one another or work with one another. And I disagree. I believe that we can work together as one with one another. Remember, before the continental drift, excuse me, the continental, is it drift? Drift? Con- Before the textiles separated, before they bombed them, this was one land, but it was on one land, but in certain areas, but there still was some crossing the paths. We were able to function with one another, especially before man created division amongst us. Keep in mind, I shared a YouTube short, I think it was this professor, and he was sharing about how, of course, for those who know, Christopher Columbus he did not discover America. And then if you take it back and do your own research, there were other people like him who came to America and they also discovered it too. There were other people on the dude. I said, how did you discover something when somebody's literally watching you pull up to their lane? This let me just say, illusion. This is all an illusion. They set it up how they wanted to set it up, and let me just say, man made stupid rules. You just gotta catch the stupidity. But if it aligns with you, then maybe you may be within his bloodline, because we all connected. That's the thing. We all connected. Very much so. Do you know where your last name came from? You don't care to know. That's understandable because it's a lot of research. Hmm. This world deep when I tell you. That's what I might do. Not today though. I need to find an encyclopedia. I'm gonna need that for what I'm doing. Yeah. So with that being said, it was another YouTube short that I shared, and let me just say, the forces that don't want people to speak up and expose things, they're not gonna push this video on. And let me just say, use my channel for the perfect example. I'm not pushing out no craziness. I'm not pushing out nothing that's gonna hurt or harm the people. I'm pushing out things that's gonna educate your mind, that's gonna elevate you and motivate you and inspire you if I can, if you read into what I'm doing. And if you see the views are where they are, it's not for no reason. Whether the reasoning is God hiding me in what I'm showing, or the reasoning from the algorithm not pushing it out, or re pushing it out through me. I'm gonna speak on. I'm just gonna speak on. Let's say you are a truth speaker, and you may have witnessed you telling the truth about things that puts you in a position of seeming as if you're out back. You done lost things. Let me just say you ain't losing nothing. God allow for whatever to happen for a reason, okay? You can't, you didn't lose nothing, all right? Nothing at all was lost. No loss, no losses. But if you speak up on the truth, the people who the truth opposes, they will then begin to label you. They will label you as being mentally ill. They'll label you as being crazy. They'll label you as being schizophrenic. They'll label you as being, you get where I'm going with this if you do. They create these labels because they understand that their time is running out. They may have been doing wrong for so long. If you pay attention to what's going on now, they've been doing wrong for so long, but they're starting to get caught within their wrongdoings due to, let's say, the blessing in disguise, social media. See, back in the day, social media was, in a sense, they had the cameras and they was recording, but it's not like how it is today. Social media, you and I, whether we went to school for a certificate or a degree, we are able to be news reporters. We're able to be journalists. We're able to be whatever title we want to be by. Whether I'm speaking on exposing, so let me stay on topic. We can expose things, and these things can be shared all across the world. Okay, let me just say I have a lot of foreigners who do watch my channel. I think my number is higher than United States of America. I do believe it still is. I have more foreigners watching me than I have Americans watching me on my channel. When you expose this stuff, as I said, you're gonna begin to become labeled. Now, if you know who you are, and if you're one that you do want to explain whether you feel or realize I had to feel it. Don't explain nothing. Let it all be exposed. Give it to God. He gonna do it in the right timing. Everything that's done in the dark, it will come to light. But there are some people that have to do the exposing, so therefore, some stuff just gotta be done. Because if it don't be done, it's gonna continue to occur, like generational cycles, curses, century curses, things like that of that nature. But once you step out of the matrix, once you start to see what's actually going on, especially if you experience the bad things, and if you're tired of the bad things occurring, you're going to put your life on the line for righteousness. Because if you are smart, you know when you start telling the truth, baby, you're going to get in trouble by those forces. They're going to punish you because they feel as though they have the power and control, because they feel as though, hey, I've been doing this all this long. Who gave you the permission to step outside of doing what you're doing? Because that's not aligned. With that being said, kind of going all over the place now. Trump And then taking it back to that lady, she didn't understand why Trump was doing what he was doing or doing what he's doing. I said, do you not believe? Because this is taking it back to years on my channel, whatever channel it was. I said out of my mouth, along with a few other people, and I'm going to say a lot of the Christian folk that I know, they was upset as to why God allowed Trump to become president. You may have been upset because you're not in that word. You didn't educate yourself, and that's fine. When we don't put in the work, we ain't going to know what's going on. I could literally see what was going on when they chose him to be the president. This man ain't got no political experience. He just got media reach vows. God know who to pick and choose to use along with the enemy. God and the enemy works together. Oh, you gotta believe it. Oh yes, they do. They work together. Whether they not on the same alignment, but they work together. And I'm not gonna explain it because I may not be able to explain it properly, but I know what I know. I know what I know. For an example, the enemy has to go to God first to see if he can test one of his children. Hmm. He has to. That's where our trials and tests come in. He gotta go to God first. God, remember, God is in control. However, God did give the enemy, Satan, his own power. But before he touched any one of his children, he got to go to him. We're taking it back to Trump, and then taking it back to you, and then taking it back to this lady. We're going all over the place, honey. Forgive me, forgive me. But you think that things happen by coincidence? No. So let me say it again. Trump got everything he can want. He got everything. Then he got a house. He got houses. He got properties. He got cars. He got money. He can travel anywhere he wants to. He got the power. Now, if you got it going on, really, like if you really got it going on, why are you targeting those who don't have it? That's something for you to think about. Why? Let me tell you why. This lifetime we're living in is a repetitive cycle just done differently in modern day. What was done before is being done again, just in a different way. And that's why I encourage you to do your research, to educate yourself on history. Although some history has been wiped out, but if you seek, you shall find. And if you pray, you will receive your answers. Oh, yes, you will. Put a little trust in me on that. If this man got it going on, why is he coming after those who don't got it? Hmm. I don't know, Kanisha, why? I ain't gonna tell you the full why. I kind of want you to do some thinking for yourself. You don't think that's works of the enemy? It doesn't relate. You don't see how he's related to the enemy? So the enemy don't want you to have nothing really either unless he's in control of it. Because he'll give you what you want and not what you need. When the finger pointing mean business. He's like a pharaoh. You know, pharaoh, do some research. Ain't nothing but the enemy's doing what Trump is doing. Trump is being used by the enemy. Trump is the Antichrist, yes. Uh-huh. But really think about it. Why would someone who has all of this want to take away more from the people? That's one that you gotta really get into. I'm telling you. It'll blow your mind if it ain't blown it already. He running out of time. He know it. And he really think that he gonna take every possession that he got with him. Mm-mm-mm. He's gonna lose, babes. He's gonna lose. He know his time is running out. The enemy know his time is running out. That's why he do what he do. so strategically, so intentionally, so charismatic. That ain't of God. Mm-mm. Nope. So just keep in mind, don't be mad at what's going on. Be thankful. Be happy. Be grateful. Because if you know the word, you're going to be all right. 1619, 2019. That was 400 years. We're in 2025. Is it going over your head? Good. Do some research. Hopefully, I got you. 1619 and 2019 is 400 years. Let's take it back to that little boy I shared, and we got them low views. Let me just say them low views, baby. That's where you need to go to. The little black boy was talking to the black preacher, and he said, 400 years. That was back then. Go watch that YouTube short. Heck, find the natural source if it make you feel better. I just like to share stuff that's worth sharing, worthy to be shared. See, a lot of people used to have debatable arguments about the Bible. Because remember, the slave master used the very Bible that we worship. But back then, with our ancestors, most of them did not know how to read. So the slave master will take the very scriptures out of the Bible and twist it and pull out the right ones to pursue their plan. See, as I said before, a lot of people will quote a scripture, and I mean, it'd be knocking at your door, but they fail to share what was before the scripture being shared. You gotta read the scripture before the verse and the verse after the verse. Let me say that again. If somebody give you one particular verse to read the verse before it, read the verse after it. Because that one scripture, this could be like the slave master. They only saying it, so therefore it can get in your mental, make you doubt, make you be in fear maybe, make you be like, oh my God, did I do something wrong? You may have not. You got to read the Bible for yourself. Because in that YouTube short, I wasn't able to share this the full one. He used this particular scripture, and the little boy said, I ain't going for that. Because some people use the Bible against you. hmm I've even tried it. But it won't against you, it's just to solidify my story. For example, let me give an example. You're supposed to help the needy. I'm not the only one that's needy, but you're supposed to. That's what God said. And then whatever scripture that it was, you got to read before it and after it, because it may be a reason as to why God told you not to help. Now, he said help, but there's also a reason as to why you may not be supposed to help. You have to read everything as a collective. But that's what a lot of pastors do too. So let me remind you the business of pastoralship, the business of ministering, because it is a business. Understand this. You going through something, right? Right. Okay then. And you may be like me. You all you got is God. And you believe in his word. And you want to do what he say do. How many churches that you may have went to and you experienced that they use that for personal gain? It's a business, honey. Taking it back to one person in my lifetime. This was in Chesterfield, Virginia. I forgot the man's name, but it was a white man. And he got a little hole in the wall church that he owns himself, and he pays for the church. Now, what he doing ain't right neither. But I understand why he doing it. He don't allow for people to pay tithes and offering. And I was like, that ain't what God said. I ain't tell him that because he know. But he takes care of his hole in the wall on his own. And I'm pretty sure with his other family members that are alongside of his ministry. Because you're supposed to give your 10% in tithes. That's all he asks you for is 10%. So if you making a nice little penny, give your 10%. Tithe. But that man, I don't know. Well, maybe he knew his. I don't know. I'm not even gonna think about that because that ain't what God said do. But I'm like, he was the only person that I've met that don't want book paying tithe and offering. Some behind that, I ain't gonna think about it too tough. It's a lot to think about in this world. And if you know better, we gotta do better. And we're gonna be all right because this land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. And I forgot the rest. And this is true. This is our land. But they stole it. And the cost of living is going up extremely high. And literally, people are literally 1 to 2 paychecks away from being in a lot of the beings' predicament now, which is homelessness. I don't care how much money you make, because it's levels to it's levels to it. Uh-huh. Money that has no value, but you got value. Do you believe you have value? Do you believe that we the people can get up out of what we're going through? I'm gonna say I'm one that believes very much so. Because how we live ain't supposed to be how we're supposed to live. I was even told you cannot not be like us. You have to do what the world is doing. You talking to me? Do you not know who runs the world? Worldly wise, not the spiritual, not the kingdom. But do you know who? I ain't got to do that. No, I don't. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. Find somebody else to do it. Think about that lady. Can you hold us? Find somebody else to do it. Literally. You don't. But a lot of folk ain't got that much faith. And I ain't gonna tell you, do what you want to do, honey. And I'm gonna do me. Okay? Very much so. Because we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. And I meant what I said when I said it before on that other QueenDom channel. So when the time do come, don't come over here asking me now, because I've been proposed to you when I gave you the opportunity, but you ain't believe in me. No, you didn't believe in God, what he can do. I was waiting for this. Go back to my other QueenDom and check out them community tab posts. And I did it on this one recently. Do you want your own? It's bad for me, but still gotta pray with it. So bad, but so good. This isn't better than the regular Snickers. I'm sorry. I'm about to take my own ass out. I can't be standing this like for that long, honey. But let me me just remind you of this. You remember my tent days? Are we going back to it? Not me. I said we. The tent is where it started at, spiritually. Mhm. The tent is where it started at. Never forget that. Okay? The tent is where it started. Always in the Bible, in the Old Testament, though, that has been fulfilled, that we can go back to for reference. Nothing happens for no reason. You proof of that, and I'm proof of that. God know what He's doing. And can't nothing or nobody stop it. Mm-mm. But I'm gonna tell you how the enemy, a little bit mental, all that stuff Trump doing, and everybody else that's aligned with him. You do know you helping us out, right? You silly rabbit. In this case, tricks aren't for kids. They surely for the adults. But everything Trump is doing that he think is hurting we the people, it's gonna fall right back on him. Everybody. The very pits that the enemy dig for we the people to fall into will be the very same pits that they fall into. And until they realize that, I'm ready for the realization. Because if you can't see what you're doing that's helping, I know you crazy. But that's what the enemy do when he runs out of power. He or she. I want you to do some work today. Or whenever you make time to. You may just be watching me for entertainment purposes, honey. But it's more than that. It's more than that. Mm-mm. I'm wasting cents with a C on the table. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. When I do get somewhere, I'm gonna make my own homemade candy bars. Yeah. I almost bought some expensive chocolate last night. Remember that $14 chocolate? You ain't been munching. Yeah, child. Sir, ma'am, whoever. Hey, yo. I spent almost $15 on chocolate. Hmm. I almost did it again. I said, no, don't do that, dummy. Buy your little $1.99 with your $2. But that chocolate was so good. Little Valor, little chocolate with the little green stuff in it. That was so good. Mm. 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 It's a big almond. Mm. I gotta rub my teeth. I don't know why I'm turning my head as if it's making me chew, but mm-mm. There's only one word that I can't read. This thing good. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-hmm. I had supposed to been taking my hair out yesterday. I ain't started. Oh, oh, that feels so good. Oh, Lord. Oh. This is a view. So the sun is in the middle of clouds. It's a whole. I can't explain it. I ain't gonna show it because you ain't gonna be able to see. And the clouds about to cover it up. See what I'm saying? And cover it up, and as you gonna open it back up, 'cause this is something spiritual. Why is it doing that? You ever just look at the clouds when there is cloud coverage, and then watch how they be moving? And then do you ever use your imagination to see the either your imagine shot and looked at it for too long? I can't see you. You ever looked at the clouds and you see there you go. Um, signs and wonders within shapes, animals, people's faces. I know I've been seeing a lot when I the clouds to be here. And this day gonna surely spiritual, that's for sure. It is. Nothing is by coincidence. Mm-hmm. That's what I see. You ever paid attention to people that do hand signs? I even catch myself doing like when I do, because you know I'm a hands when I do my little dance, whatever. My little, because I'm one of these ones with the hands. I love it. I gotta make sure I be mindful because you be doing certain things that is not of God. You know, hand symbols and signs mean a whole lot, especially to the people like us, but the celebrities and running with different sides that opposes God's voice. They do hand signals. Let's even take it to these sororities and stuff. Do you know where sororities came from? If this ain't something right here, let it stay, God. Wait a minute. Ooh, my camera ain't gonna get it. Ooh, it moved, but it's. Ooh, you not. I can't even explain to you what I see. And here's what I want. It's gonna be one of them days, huh? And if I'm not mistaken, today gonna be a day of snow. I need to go get her one of these golf drops. I do. Not being funny, but I'm just saying it helps. But she might take this me being funny. I don't know. I don't know yet, Lord. I don't know. I don't want no problems. I just try to be kind. Um, sororities. Look up where sororities came from and why it started. Um, yeah. We exchanged some. She had some. This is the kind that I wanted. Yep, I'm putting both of them in so she good. Sometimes it don't work depending on what type of coffee you got. Red for me, yep. The cherry tastes better, but I think these ones hit harder. Yep. Cause I don't like to see people suffer, man. If I can't help. I tried to get somebody some coffee medicine the other day when it was brand new. I said I ain't trying to be funny. I said you ain't getting on my nerves neither, but I don't want you to be out here sick. That's it. I started to get me some soup today, but I didn't get it. I didn't feel like going to the store. I said I want to come and sit for a little bit, and I'll go to the store later on tonight. Give me something to do. Yeah, leave them out because these were so good. I eat those like candy. I don't really like the honey, but I needed it. I've been out here in these streets, honey, in the cold. And it's been cold. I know what I'm going to end up doing. I got to find me a nice wall, and I got to do some back stretches because the cold is in my bike, babes. Matter of fact, I got this book bag. The cold is in my bike. It's in my bike. I know this morning when I was walking, I decided to take a different route. I just walked all the way to the bus bay. When I tell you that when one playing no games, I couldn't breathe walking. Then it was like when I had to turn around and try to fight the wind. Then when I turned around, I was about to tip over. It was that strong. I said, dang, little baby, you're not helping. You sturdy, but what is going on, honey? Oh, yeah. Yep. I need a look. I need to do one of them, what's it, London bridges. That's what I need to do, but I ain't gonna do all that. But I need my back wet. Oh, my ass a little fella. Can you pick me up on your back and do one of them things? Please. My back need to be cranked. Oh, I will. Mm-hmm. And it's gonna get done. They always Lord have mercy. She looking crazy. Lord have mercy. Mm. I had came across, I had passed, what was it, Ross? And then I had a whole bunch of cardboard boxes. It was like the perfect boxes that I could have used. I seen these 3 people that they build a box shelter, a cardboard box shelter. And I was like, I seen one person, but he did it off of a bench, and I thought that was so cool. But they be making cardboard box little things. I don't want that because well, if I was to do that, that bad boy gotta be sturdy, it gotta be windproof, it gotta be waterproof, it got to cover with some plastic and and so much more. But he did a little, he put in a little work to that thing. So I walked past it not knowing what it was, but I know if I do need some cardboard boxes where to go to, because they don't mind you picking it up. Some folks be tripping. Because cardboard boxes, as I was told, I don't know how factual it is, but it helps um, from your, I gotta find the right wording. It helps keep a layer of heat, or keeps the coolness out from the ground versus laying just straight on the ground or anything concrete or whatever. That daggone chill pot. Mm-hmm. let's do some breathing exercises. On a count of three. When I say three, we're gonna breathe all the way in through our nose while our mouth is closed, okay? And then, well, I don't know how it's gonna go. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Breathe out to your mouth. You ever really breathed in through your nose to see how far your lungs will open? You can feel a whole different feeling. And I feel this cough drop working like that. Okay, that's too much. Anywho, did you check your Akashic calendar? Am I saying it? I always say it wrong. Did you check the A calendar that's not of the world today? I can tell already it means something. I just ain't read about it yet. But I can tell by the sky. Something powerful is happening today. Hmm. Alright, so I'm ready to get charged up. Jesus Christ, Lord. I'm so glad. I am glad that I thought I lost one because it's better to have two. I'm so glad about that. I had to throw away two of my other chargers because they just got old. I got tired of it. So I'll buy another little cord. I love it. Got three things. This is just amazing. This is amazing. This is traveler's hack. She did. I was listening to a lot of stuff last night that was like hours long. Leave this out. And I still have yet to use this because I ain't gonna lie, I've been kind of afraid because it's so daggone bold. And then I gotta make sure that I'm somewhere like because I be near cars, the car lights is gonna reflect off this bad boy. But at least I know I still got it. And I'm definitely gonna be putting it to use with the frigid temperatures. And I'm gonna say it better work because I still got my proof I paid for it. If I don't like it, I want to return this.
you go? I can't see you. I've been looking at this. My ass might be off, honey. Hello, everybody. She looks like girl I know. I'm so irritated. What are you gonna eat for breakfast? Does that sound good or no? Don't tell me no. Don't tell me no. You should just see me at nighttime sometime before I go to bed. And this be it. The squirrel is on the table. Get your tail off that table. The squirrel is on the table. Don't get off the table when I turn this camera around. Don't do it. Let me get okay. He gone. I can never look at my content. Girl, what content? Of nature. That's the real raw, real authentic right there, honey. We ain't one of them ones that's doing too much added preservatives. Forget a view. Forget that dollar. We doing pureness. But can't tap on the extra. It's too small. Nope. Oh, this side's some better. Hold on. Oh my word. Wait a minute, I ain't there. Oh, that's just such a that's just okay. All right. Okay. I'll do some more off camera. Anywho, that's it. That's all, y'all. I hope that y'all enjoyed the live stream. You probably didn't, but it's okay. I did. You know. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on your post notification bells, and I'll see you when I see you. Later, y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it.